Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are around the world. You are tuned into the Vuyo show. We're coming to you from New York City. And of course, we have another stellar episode lined up just for you with an interesting and unique guest who's joining us to unpack an industry and a story and part of his journey as well. So please sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the next couple of minutes with myself and this incredible, extraordinary guest, everybody, Ifechukwu.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Thank you very much, Vuyo, for having me on this show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope I said your name correctly. I hate butchering people's names.
You were great. Like, it was great. Like, you pronounced it perfectly well.
Okay.
I was surprised, actually.
I guess having a couple of friends from the western side of our continent helps, right?
I mean, well, like, you were so on point. Like, it was very good. Like, I never expected that you were very good at pronunciation. That was very good. Yeah.
That's great to hear. It's great to have you on the show. Remember, we met recently at Shopify, actually.
Yeah, one of the e-commerce.
At the e-commerce event,
Yeah.
hosted by our friends of the show, the Great Journal.
Great Journal, yeah, it was with the Great Journal.
Yeah, so how what brought you to that event first and foremost? I mean, it was an e-commerce event, and it was really unpacking business and e-commerce and how those two worlds come together. What brought you to that event?
So actually, I'm a member. Like, I attend the Great Journal show. Like, I've been attending their show. So it was like the third or fourth show that I attended. So it was interesting to me. So like whenever they send emails about shows, like of course I do attend. And also the last time I attend, like I had like a business with one of the organizers that she now connected me to an uncle. So we like had like the uncle happened to be like a dealer for like exotic car parts. So like it was good meaningful connection. So I thought, oh, this is something good that I would like to, always attend. So the one we met was the e-commerce. Obviously, we're in the e-commerce industry, so Shopify, the e-commerce industry. So I was like, yeah, it's something good that I should attend. And luckily for us, we got connected in that past show. So what brought you to the e-commerce show?
I love it, man. I love it when a guest asks you the question. Actually, as I said, like the Great Journal family is part of our community here on the Vuyo show.
Okay.
And Anson, who was the guy who was actually hosting and moderating the panel, is a good friend of mine, and he sent me the invite, and I was like, well, I'll come and support and check it out. Not necessarily in e-commerce, but I love being around entrepreneurs. I love hearing people's stories. So I was like, let me come find out who's doing what in the city. And it was one of those events. So I was glad to connect and meet people. And I'm sure you can remember me speaking up and standing up and just being like, yo, who has stories to tell here in this room, right? So that's what necessarily brought me to that space. What do you think is the importance of such events? Like for you as an entrepreneur, what would you say is the benefit of attending those? A lot of people kind of have, shy comments about people say it's a waste of time or it's just pretentious, etc. What is your take on attending networking events, particularly in a city like New York?
So I would say this like very clear, if you need to do it, you just have to do it, because you can't sit isolated and feel that things are going to happen. If you don't put yourself out there, if you don't keep, putting yourself out there, knowing what you want, within the boundaries of what you actually need, you need it. Like, because it's good when you go out there, see people with different perspective, try to open yourself more to things and understand that your own way must not be the right way or the perfect way. You have to learn, you have to absorb, you have to think, you have to make sure that you get other people's perspective towards what they've done for their success, what they've done, tackling some specific kind of issues that they've had, and also, trying to make meaningful connections out there. Yeah, I also hear about what you say. People say they are just LinkedIn others and stuff. Like, you just go there, it's nothing. But I assure you, like, so far I've been on a rodeo, and so far it's been great, and I will never trade anything for it. Any connection matters. It might not be important at that point, but believe me, down the road, you are going to be happy that you made those decisions of going to this communications, this networking event. It's really great. Like, No, I don't think it's something exaggerated.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. It is just where it needs to be. It depends on you. Who do you attract? What do you want? Where do you go? Do you go to the right crowd?
Yeah.
Because where we met was like e-commerce, and I was in the industry, so you have to choose. You have to be very strategic with the ones you attend. But if you just attend for attendance sake, maybe that is where you can have this kind of commentaries that it is not useful or whatever. But if you attract or go to the right crowd, oh, you are good. You're good.
Yeah.
It's never a waste of time, believe me.
And the intentionality, I guess, behind that as well, knowing why you are there. And for an example, one that is about e-commerce, as you said earlier, understanding other people's challenges, how do they go about handling certain, situations in their businesses and how that could apply to yours. So it really is a case of intentionality and knowing, because an example, when I stood up, I was like, I want to hear people's stories.
Yeah.
So that being the intention of the attendance helps when you're even getting into the space. So I love that you said that. Absolutely great. So what is your business? When I hear the word business, it's always so funny because in society today, when it's like, stop being in my business, it's always like not my business as in like the business in a transactional type of way, but my business as in my business. My business. Yeah. But we're talking about the business, the business, which is what it is that you trade in. So what is your business? Because I know that being in that space, in that room, you have a business. So yes. What is yours?
So, it's very funny when you say, what is your business? Like, like, what do you do? Like, what's your business? Yeah, so,
it's two-sided, right?
Two-sided, I go.
They always say, drink your water and mind your own business.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, what is the business? So, we're in the tech industry, of course. Like I said, tech business is we're in the tech industry. So, when you say tech business, it could be very, very broad, So, that is why we have to narrow down, we have to flesh it out, we have to water it down. So, we are in the business of e-commerce. So, we have like an e-commerce platform where it's a one-shop stop for parts. Why do I say parts? Of course, majorly it's automobile industry, but what we're doing, we're looking at ways that we can incorporate the motorcycle parts, agricultural equipment parts, heavy machinery parts. We want people to be able to come to our platform and make sure that they can get anything they want, which is parts. So we are spearheading this industry in the emerging market, the African market. That is our core focus because over the years of my work, over the years of me, traveling and doing market research, I have understood and I have seen and I've spoken with industry stakeholders that this industry is highly fragmented. There has the formal and non-formal, the informal market. The informal market, it seems to be extremely, extremely fragmented. So we want to gentrify this market with technology. So because what is the use of technology if you can't use it to make the lives of people around you better?
Yeah.
So what we're doing, we are making sure that everybody, for example, if you're in Nigeria and you want a part, you can order it from South Africa and you can get it easy. You can order from Namibia, Botswana, you can get it. This is the interconnections that we want to build. This is what we're trying to build. This is the innovation that we are bringing through. And also, this will help, bringing in a lot of more brands, manufacturers, making them home to the African ecosystem because most of them, they're afraid, There are some specific parts, the specific brands, manufacturers that don't want to, venture into Africa because they feel it's not a place for them. But what our company is building, we are building a way gentrified market, a way gentrified partnership for major manufacturers, wholesalers, suppliers to see it fit, to bring in their products in a particular market and actually exploit and reap the benefit of this market. And also, what we are doing as well is, making people understand that you don't necessarily have to struggle with ordering parts.
Yes.
You don't it's not a struggle. You don't have to go under the sun, kilometers to the market, under the traffic, driving, knowing that, okay, if you don't fix your car, if you don't get the parts, your income is gone, or maybe you can't be able to get your work, trying to fend for your family. Want to make it, using technology, want to make people understand that you can pull out your phone, go to our platform, 1-2 clicks, you order whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you could order it to any of our pop-up point locations, or you could order it to maybe your mechanic, or you could order it to maybe your home, anywhere. But if you want to pick it up in our pop-up locations around you, the pickup stores, you can do that as well. So these are things that we are working on, and we believe that this is a very, very big innovation. It's very, very tasking, and we are working tirelessly to, be able to make this happen in a very good way. And hopefully we have people joining us as well, have people seeing the vision, and we're also, trying to shine the light on other parts of African tech industry that needs to get the attention,
Yeah.
So, and this is a real major problem that we are trying to solve.
Wow, that sounds like a business. It sounds like a business. I love it. And there's so much to unpack in that. And normally when we talk about and trying to understand a business and you enter into the market, we always find an existing product that we can, to some degree, not even compare it to, but draw parallels from.
Okay.
So would we say that this product or the service of the market is to an Amazon for car parts?
Yep.
Would that be a similar kind of parallel to that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Like even in our pitch deck, pitching
Yeah.
our investors and everything, we call it the Amazon of spare parts for the
Okay.
emerging markets.
Lovely.
That is what we call it.
So it gives us an idea of what you'd go on the site or the platform,
Yep.
get to see a selection of what you're looking for from a spare parts point of view.
Yeah.
Order it, it gets delivered to you in a quick, simple steps.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And also, people might ask a question, yeah? Why can we go maybe on on another platform, maybe Amazon and other parts and everything, or maybe any other place and other part. But the thing is, this market, these companies, they are not, catering to the core need
Of that market.
the market.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand the market? The market, it's way fragmented. Nobody is doing what we're doing right now. Nobody is doing what we're doing. So we are, giving resources
Yes.
to trying to, gentrify this market and trying to bring it together and make it make sense so that people can be able to, do what they want to do from a go. And one thing with parts is highly technical. You can't just go online and order parts. And even the inventory system that we are applying in this market, it's non-existent. Like you will see suppliers, you will see wholesalers that they don't even know what inventory they have. Is only in their head. So we are building an inventory system management that will help these suppliers, manufacturers optimize their work.
Got it.
So that is what we're building as well. So it's like we go into suppliers and telling them, okay, where is your inventory? What do you have? They don't have it.
Yes.
They don't have it. So we actually have a team, like we are creating it for them. We are managing it for them. We are making sure that they don't have overstock, dead stock, and all those things, because these are things that makes the prices of this part super expensive.
Yeah.
So we are gentrifying and bringing down the prices as well in the process of what we're doing and making it very, very affordable for a layman to just go order and get their core needs without, struggling about it, without thinking about it, without sending 2, 3, 4 persons to the market, to that place. Then on coming back, the parts are not matching their vehicle. You have to go back again. So all these problems, we are bringing it down to zero. Compatibility. Our product, with the use of technology, we are going to make it extremely compatible that when you're searching for a part, there's 0% of mistakes. Like the parts you find on a platform that matches your car is the part you need. You get it. If it's urgent, you get it. The level of technology we're building, and it's like a laser focus kind of tech that we're using. And also we're bringing in other ways, other methods where people can, identify their cars and parts, and be it tractor, be it machines, be it motorcycle, be it heavy machinery. So it takes a lot. Like it needs a lot of bandwidth to do what we're doing. It needs a lot of bandwidth. It needs a lot of data. It needs a lot of people working hands-on, to make this happen. So it is a really, really huge thing we are trying to do. And this market is like a very, very influential market. It's actually a very huge market. So it needs a lot, to bring it together. Like it needs a lot of collaboration, partnerships. So what we're building, we have to work with a lot of stakeholders in the market to be able to, get things working properly.
Yeah.
It's idea of, getting things working properly, making things happen the right way. So we don't want to dwell on any kind of mediocrity. It's the best or nothing. We're going to put out the best product out there to make sure that these problems are being taken care of the right way. And there are a lot of technicalities when it comes to parts. It's not just an e-commerce where you bring in your inventories the way you want it. It has a lot of technicalities. Have to do with the part number, the SKU number, the VIN number,
I can imagine.
a lot of things. And we want to develop a system where people can also find their parts by just putting their plate numbers as well. Simplifying it further for the layman to be able to operate, because the VIN number is like a 17-digit number code and everything. But if you can use your plate number, getting things done, that would be very great, for people,
because the system would have your details of your car and what
everything. So these are the things that we are working on, and this is what we want to deliver to the market, like perfectly. And it's been a roller coaster, like it's been a roller coaster all this while, and that is what we're doing. And I hope this gives you a little bit insight on my business.
Yes, and your business. But I love it when one unpacks, because we have so much so much ground cover in this conversation as well. If someone's watching and they might not be necessarily fully aware of what you mean when you say parts or spare parts, can you just technically explain what are those specifically in the car or in products? What are those items that one could then look forward to seeing on the platform?
All right. So if you want parts, for example, anybody that drives a car somewhere out there, or anybody that has like a tractor somewhere out there, or maybe have like for example, some companies do have like instruments, like a machinery company where they have like different tractors, different cars, managing fleet management companies. So these people are very synonymous. They understand parts. They know what they mean by parts. But it's basically, for example, if your car is broken down, or maybe you need to replace something in your car, that could be the spark plugs, that could be the bushings. It has different categories. You have the body, you have the engine parts, you understand? So you have the tires. So it depends on what exactly the people want to order, or maybe want to replace in their car. It could be the body, it could be the frames, it could be electrical parts, it could be the lamp, headlights, So these are the things, the fuses, the cut and join plugs there and there. So these are like everything that makes up your automobile in its entirety.
Yes.
Everything that makes it wholesome is the parts. And believe me, anything you want to order, you're going to find it with us.
I see.
That's it.
A question that I have now is, there's a wide range of different cars in the world, right? I mean, from your BM, we call them Beamers, but BMWs, or your Mercedes, to your Havals, to your Toyota. I mean, it goes across the board. What is then the system that you guys have that enables you to have spare parts for all of those cars?
Very good question. So you see, that is where I told you that there is a lot of technicalities to this, So we are building like a whole system of data where, for the emerging markets and the particular cars that we have there, be it motorcycles, be it tractors, the particular ones, it doesn't matter if it was made in the 1980s, 1970s, it doesn't matter. So we're bringing together like a whole data system that can be able to allow you order those parts. So it's like a kind of algorithm, like it's a kind of, if you have this, algorithm where you need a part, maybe let's say for your BMW, you can just come on the platform, you're going to select your car make, year, trim number. You can go as further as, using your VIN to specify what particular car. We're going to see everything. And any part that is compatible with that VIN number, with that data that you've given us, will automatically be shown to you.
Okay.
It's going to be there for you, like, okay, this is it, because it's a whole lot of data work, it's a whole lot of imputing work, it's a whole lot of technical work to bring all these things together. So we need a lot of hands, it's a system, it's a wholesome system where you can get anything you want within just putting the right information. It's like kind of garbage in, garbage out thing, the info you put in, that's what you get. So it has been on the back end, everything has been, tabulated properly, the schemas, everything has been tabulated properly to give you the right answers. And if you remember what I said, it gives you 0% of making mistake. Compatibility is 100%. That is how precise our system is. Like compatibility 100%. So that is how we can be able to your question. That is how you can bring all these things together, not just for cars, for machineries, for motorcycles.
Yeah.
That is what we're doing.
And how do you get, like, where do the suppliers come into play? Is it them that would get the information to then deliver, or it comes to you guys and then you guys deliver it to the customer?
Okay. So, for example, the suppliers, what we deal with is the inventory. For example, as a supplier, you don't necessarily need to have all the parts. What we need is, what do you have?
Yes.
If you don't have an inventory of what you have, we have a specialized team that creates the inventory for you, manages it. Free. We're not charging them. This is 100% free.
Yeah.
So we curate the inventory, we manage it, all the technicalities, we impute it, because these people are well-trained, very gifted team we have. So they bring it together, and you have like an inventory management system. You have your dashboards, you have everything coming, like, in a very, very technical way. So that, for example, most of them, they don't even know what they have and what they don't have, They don't even know when to bring in what, when not to bring in what. That is why the core prices in the industry is very high, because they don't manage this inventory properly. They don't have market analytics, insights, what to bring in, what to buy, what not to buy, quantity. For example, let's say, this is a very generic example. Somebody, maybe in a place where you have different kind of seasons. For example, if you go to Africa, you have the rainy season, and we have muddy soil, where the cars find it difficult to move on the bad roads, anything. So during that period, most people don't understand that you need a different kind of tire to be able to get grip
to go through the mud.
To go through the mud.
Especially in Africa.
Especially in Africa. People don't understand that. Like, in that situation, people don't understand that it's bad that the road, of course, it's not their fault, but, in things like this, you have to make sure that you are ready for things like this. So during that period where there's rainy season and we know that the roads are pretty bad, so it has to be a tire change. For example, they have to now get tire that has more grip, has more tread, to be able to grab on the mud and drive like easily. You could get tires with like the spikes, everything. So, but we don't understand that. So, and the marketing is not there to let people understand that, okay, it's rainy season. We know you're going to be having a lot of mud. Get this kind of tire, change it, So if you're using like the normal summer tire that are like almost toothless, like there's no tread, it's not going to do well in the mud. It's going to be horrible in the mud. So it's time now, you have to start putting out advert marketing before, let's say 3-4 months before that season period. Our team is already talking to the suppliers of the tires. Okay, it's about that time of the season
to stock up on the tires.
Stock up, and we are going to help out with marketing, so that people understand, yes, it is that time of the season, we need so kind of tires, And now you, as a transporter, somebody that is, having a long haul, all the roads are not the best. So you have to be ready for that. The trucks, the normal cars, so you have to be ready for that, and, start changing your tires when it's season. So now, with our analytics and what we can give them, okay, in this season, we normally sell over 3 million pieces of tires in this. So start bringing in what you want to bring in within certain range, so that you don't end up having overstock. You don't end up having dead stock, so that you can have the appropriate amount to sell at the appropriate time. Data is everything. So people, especially in the emerging market, we don't work with data. It's all about, it's in our head, but you have to start working with data. We have to start leveraging data in everything we do. That will really help us, and that is where we come in. That is where technology come in. That is what I said earlier on, to reiterate that we have to use technology to make our lives easier, better. And with this, it's going to exponentially bring the prices of tires down. How? So, for example, people bring in a lot of tires, for example, when they don't need it. So the prices of those tires are now up there. They have like the investors, the suppliers now have money tied on those tires.
Yes.
They can't sell it. What do? They calculate the amount that they have spent on those tires. They now start shifting the cost to other parts that are selling at a particular time, so that they can be able to cover whatever they've spent on those tires.
Yes.
That now indirectly makes the prices of other parts more expensive, because they are hustling. They are trying to, cover whatever they've spent on other places on what is moving at the time. So with our analytics and with what we're building, we want to eliminate that totally, so that there won't be this rush of, oh, I need to make my money there. Since this is not moving market, I need to make it there. So we want to keep everything balanced and stable.
Wow.
All this for free.
Yeah.
This for free, totally for free. For the suppliers, totally free. And this will enhance usability. This will enhance customers, customers being able to purchase these things and make sure that they are fine, and they won't be worrying about high price, because things are already difficult, things are already expensive. So if we can use this little token of ours and what we're building to, make sure that people can afford things within a certain region of prices that is okay for them to match their living socioeconomic situations.
That's right.
That is the bigger goal. That is what we are trying to do with what we're doing, so that the fragmentations can, be curtailed in a lot of ways, and hopefully we eliminate it.
And I think that it's such a brilliant solution. You mentioned emerging markets, and I remember earlier on you mentioned someone who's in Nigeria being able to get parts from a supplier in South Africa, Kenya, etc. How do you go about sourcing and finding then these suppliers in these emerging markets? And how is your team going about that? And is that the first outreach that you're doing before going into the market to the consumers, making sure that you have enough suppliers in a database to be able to cover that?
Okay. So, you can't just throw nets and feel that maybe you're going to catfish or something. So you have to, throw it in a specific way, in a specific area, what time and how. So right now we are starting with the Nigerian market.
Okay.
So by the grace of God, we are going to be expanding into South Africa by next year, Kenya, Egypt. So these parts
key markets in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with this securing and understanding that, okay, we are in these parts of the market, that will also help us, get all the insights that we need and being able to connect the dots.
Yeah.
For example, ordering from these key markets, because those are where the parts are. Those are where most of the cars are. So once we're able to establish properly in this key market, now the other little markets by the side can now key in, and we can, start setting up shops in these other parts, making sure that all these other parts are being catered for, because we don't want a situation where, okay, we're in Nigeria, somebody tries to order from South Africa, and we don't have an office there to, help people out.
Yeah.
If you have complaints, if you have anything, we want to do it the proper way and not just ordering things just like that. Because, for example, in South Africa, I know that the government slapped a kind of 20% tariff on any e-commerce stuffs coming into the country, just so that they can elevate local dealers, local suppliers, local manufacturers. This has to do a lot. So that is why we are going to be in these countries. It's not as if you're bringing it in from a different place. It's going to be your suppliers helping you out. Then the ones that are not available
in the region,
then you can now do a cross-functional or maybe cross-country order, and you are still going to get it. So we are being very, very strategic in how we, imbibe on these other markets.
And the first one currently right now being Nigeria, being the first market.
Yes.
What is the business called? Do you have it necessarily mentioned or highlighted the name of it?
So the name of our company is Patholic.
Patholic. Okay.
Patholic. So why Patholic? Like, we are crazy about parts. Anything parts, you're in the right place.
Okay.
So it enhances every other parts. Like, any parts at all you want, we are the right place for you to come get your parts.
I love that. So we're looking at the African country or the African continent as we would say the core market. Why specifically Africa? I mean, you're currently in New York City right now, so why would you went ahead and look at Africa as the core audience for it?
Okay. So, there is this thing, it's very synonymous with, we as Africans, we have to make our continent, we have to make the markets better. We have to solve real problems that is going to elevate the quality of life. Because as I said, people are already struggling with a lot of things. If we can be able to solve this problem one at a time, step by step, it's going to be a great, great thing for us, for the continent. And this thing has not been met. It has not been put in place. So why not do it?
Yeah.
It's no longer about whatever kind of dream. I call it personally the African dream. We are going to be living the African dream. These are the emerging markets. So I'll give you a little bit of statistics. So in the next 10 years, the level of e-commerce at this point is like $20 trillion in e-commerce.
Right now.
In
Africa.
Not in Africa, generally in the whole
across the world. Okay.
$20 trillion, yeah? So by research, in the next 10 years, it's going to be $60 trillion. So what does that tell us? Like, somebody that works with data, what does that tell you? That tells you that there will be an increase in volume of e-commerce.
Yeah.
Trading, e-commerce, everything. So where possibly do you think that is going to come from? From the emerging markets, from the African market, from the Latin market.
The ones are currently unserved at the moment.
Unserved at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, they are highly unserved.
Yeah.
Because if you look around you, like you said, we're in New York, we're in America, like Europe, all these other places that we've been to as well. So you see that almost everybody's selling online. Everybody's selling online. Everything is online. Even with normal people, like they can just do their e-commerce store on Shopify, like where we met, and they're selling whatever they want to sell. Even like it's no longer institutional to sell online in this market, this developed market. But if you go back into this emerging market, people don't necessarily, some people are already catching up and they are catching up fast. But people don't necessarily, have it in their fingertips that, okay, we can sell here, we can sell here. So what does that tell you? That with the level of development that is going there, people are now being extremely super tech savvy. They are using their phones, using the technology. Everybody wants to catch up with the latest technology. So this money is going to be more predominant and is going to come from this emerging market. So since that is the case, you can only do what? Enhance it. Enhance it. And this is what we're doing. And that we want to solve this problem to a very, very particular way where we can be able to be the go-to platform synonymous with trust, standard, premium product, original product, so that people can sleep. When you're sleeping, you can say, order at Patholic there, you're going to get the right thing without, wavering, without shaking. We're building something that is so synonymous with trust. We want to inspire confidence in everything we're doing.
And also being first in market also kind of to some degree requires the person who comes into the market first, as you said earlier on, for this industry, it is first in the continent. Yeah. It requires a little bit of helping those who you are serving to get a little bit more education about what it is that you're doing. So what are some of the things that you think you're going to be doing in order to educate the African market about the importance of utilizing services and products like these, both from a supplier and a consumer point of view?
Yeah, that's a very great question. So that is where our resources comes in. We're going to be putting out a lot of educational materials.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a lot of them. Going to be content created, contents being pushed out there, teaching people, not just the suppliers, but the final consumers as well, on how to navigate and on how to make use of the technology that we are, giving them. So it's more of, being able to put it in their face, all the time, So it's marketing, marketing 101.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the shows like Mad Men and all those shows that where you have like, strict marketing shows where you see people, changing their perception of things just from mere marketing, putting it in their faces, you know, making sure that every morning if they wake up or maybe within that day, they're going to see like an educational content from us, like a kind of, even if it's not an advert, it's like we're showing you, oh, okay, within this period, you should be able to, service your cars, change your oil, at least like putting out every 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers, or if it's for kilometers, you do like every 10,000 kilometers. For miles, maybe if you do like every 8,000 mile, you have to change your oil, service it, your filters, your saloon filters, your engine filters, your air conditioner filters. You have to change all these things so that it doesn't clog.
Yeah.
It doesn't clog, makes your car more fresh, better, keeps moving. It increases the lifespan of your car. So all this kind of, educational contents, we're going to be putting it out. And also we're going to be doing multiple seminars for our suppliers. Like it's going to be like a kind of relationship, like father to son relationship, because our suppliers, we're going to be teaching and teaching and teaching, because we expect them in the nearest future to be able to manage their inventories by themselves. In other words, cutting costs for the company.
Yeah.
You see? So it's going to be like a lot of education. We're going to, like, since we're the founder.
Sounds like a whole lot of marketing, which I believe is necessary, right? To be able to enter into the market, which is, I think is I can already see it. What are your investors and supporters and stakeholders saying? I'm sure the excitement is buzzing.
It's actually a very good thing you say right now. So actually, we've been on the radio so far, and we've raised a couple of angel investments.
Nice.
So we've raised funds, and we are very, very happy. And our investors, like, they trust what we're doing, and we raised funds like not long ago as well. So them being in the dream and in the vision that we are building, they see what we are doing. They understand that, yes, that is going to take a whole lot of work. So like, I actually had a meeting with my investor. That was one of my angel investors. That's last week Wednesday. So he told me, like, if I'm in this for a long time, I understand what it takes.
Yes.
I'm in this for a long time. So it makes me happy that we have people that, understand what we're doing and understand that this product is here for a long term. It's not like a get rich quick scheme. Or it's not like, oh, we're going to do this, do that, and that is it. No, it's like sweat, blood, and tears, like, to make sure that this industry gets what it needs. And this industry, it's intertwined with everything. The economy, if you want to talk about it, this industry is like an everything industry. This industry has ties to transportation logistics, has tie to oil and gas, has tie to shipping, has tie to even food industry, because there are a lot of people, right? A lot of products right now for food delivery and everything. So they work on auto parts, they work on the, automobiles, motorcycles, and there are downtimes because, okay, this car is not functioning because of there's no parts. So we plan on partnering with all these places, like all these companies, making them understand that anything parts for your motorcycles, for your automobiles, we are the go-to people. We are the go-to company. So it is very wide. It is very wide, and it requires a lot. Like, it requires a lot of investment. It requires a lot of persistence, and we're open to raising more funds as well with other investors that, we are spoken to. We're going to try to, get a meeting, and I believe that after them seeing what we're doing and seeing how we're moving and the traction that we are getting, other investors are now interested, and we've raised funds as well. So they will come in and get us to the proper place that we're supposed to be, so that we're going to be, it's going to be like a pedestal to where we're heading to. So
that's amazing. So I watch a lot of Shark Tank. So whenever I speak to entrepreneurs and they start talking about being at a Series A funding or Series B funding. But I can also imagine that a vision of this sort requires a lot of funding.
Yes.
If you're kind of thinking on the ballpark of what would be required for you to be able to raise, to make this vision come to fruition, what would you kind of the ballpark figure be, and how far would you say, from a percentage point of view, you've reached that ballpark to make this a reality?
So, as we said, like being there and, having to market this product is going to require a lot, because what we're actually doing, we are changing how people see things, their perception. So it's going to require a lot of money at the end of the day, But with the way we are, with what we are doing, we try as much as possible to do as much with the little we have. Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's right.
We don't expect that, we're going to get everything we want. But the most important thing is that whatever we're getting right now, we're putting it to work and solving the problem day by day, step by step, as time goes. So, of course, being the first movers in this industry, if you want to move like exponentially very fast, of course, we need the funding. So at the end of the day, funding doesn't equal success. You understand? Funding, even if you have so much money today, that doesn't mean you're going to be successful in whatever you're doing. But of course, it's a good derivative of being successful. So what we are doing right now, in order to avoid overspending, having so much money that you don't even know where to put it, so we are, rationalizing things and doing it what comes first according to a scale of preference. The most important thing is to get the product out there and be able to, create necessary tractions and make sure that we are set out and we are solving those problems that we have come out to solve. So that is what we are doing. And as for having the whole funding, it's not going to come in a day. So that's why it's like a kind of different step. So right now we are in the angel investment stage and pre-seeds. So that is where we are right now. So we are actually raising funds where our target fund for this pre-seed is around $1.5 million.
Okay.
So we have raised a couple of feet as well with our investors. Very interesting. So of course, if we can be able to reach that threshold of our ask for the pre-seed, that would be great. If not, we're already working. We're already pushing. We're already pushing with what we have. So that is the most important thing. And it is a moving train, tomorrow's price differs from today's price at the end of the day. So
especially if you put in the work. So there's proof of product. So
concept. So that is what we're doing, and that is why we are focused on the product. We're not focused on the funding. We're not focused on money. We're focused on the product and where we're heading to and what problem we are solving. Make sure we don't miss the part and we don't do mediocre. Like we're going to put out the best product out there to tackle this problem that I have said. So
and how soon do you think you can get the product to the market with the support that you currently have right now?
With the support we currently have, latest by the first quarter of next year, which is January, the product should be out in its full entirety, if not sooner. But that is like the maximum, maximum. But we already have a kind of working product, but we don't want to just put it out there. We want to make sure that things are done the proper way. Our inventory management system, the way that it's supposed to be done, because we are leveraging a lot of AI as well the system. It's not just AI. We're putting AI to use. So we're building something really, really great right now, and I'm happy that our investors are very happy as well, and they support what we're doing. They understand what we're doing, and very great. So that is where we are right now.
We love our angel investors because what they do is give confidence to other investors to come to say if they're putting their money in it, then it must be good, right? And that's so a big shout out to those angel investors.
Big shout out to them. Like they already know, and they knew I was coming to the show, and they it's like, as I said, like it's a good relationship. We have a very good relationship. Shout out to them, and I hope in the nearest future we're gonna know more about them as well. They're big wigs.
What makes you the best person to drive this vision forward? What do you think that you have? What experience, skills, that you carry that makes you the best man for the job?
Okay, that's a very good question. So, looking at things, yeah, I have come from a background of business. And there's something a lot of people don't know about me. I'm actually a medical doctor.
Interesting.
By profession.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to medical school.
So I should say doctor, Ife. My bad.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't take it personally. I'm Ife. Like actually, and like when somebody calls me Ife,
yeah.
you know the person knows me.
Okay.
So and there's not a lot of people that know me, but.
Yeah,
Ife is fine. I don't. It doesn't matter if a doctor or not. But if you want to put it, good and fine.
Yeah.
So I went to medical school as well, and I came from a business of entrepreneur. It's like it's a major business. So our family like entrepreneurs, like business. So I started my business journey like over 10 years ago. So I founded a couple of companies in the stretch of my career. So I remember around 2012, I started this Uber Eat kind of company, like Uber Eat before its time. But I had a co-founder at that time. So we're like, this is going to be the future, So we started it, we ran it for like 3-4 years, and we packed up because it was so demanding. And the environment where we were wasn't environment that was so friendly and everything. So we packed it up. So we started other companies, and I ran a fund where I was actually, investing and, helping out with stuff for over 10 years. So it's been like a roller coaster. And also, I had this idea of this company over 6 years ago, but I knew that I was not fully equipped, to handle it. So actually try to get a job with a manufacturing company that manufactures spare parts and everything. So I got a job. I became the international sales manager of the company. So
what a story from being a doctor to
yeah. So because I knew that if I'm going to tackle this industry, I need
to know
industry experience.
Yes.
So I joined, before you knew it, I started moving around, like selling these parts, like meeting with suppliers, meeting with manufacturers, meeting with users, end users. It was so good. Like I started meeting a lot of them, traveling far and wide, all the continents, like Asia, Africa, America, like everywhere, So it was like the experience that I needed.
Yes.
Coupled with every other thing, the whatever I have done before in the past, to couple with that and understanding the market. Like for example, in South Africa, I've been to South Africa studying the market over 4 different times. That was when we met. I knew you were also here. So that is it. So this has exponentially increased my bandwidth to understand this market, to understand this product. Like I know the product, I know the interfaces, I know how things are supposed to function in a proper way. And also back in the days, I used to have friends that like personal friends, suppliers that became so good friends of mine that they deal on parts. Like I go with them most times. I go to their office, I see what they're doing, how they're doing this, how they're doing that. I had to learn. I had to put everything behind. I had to learn. In the process, at least if we made over millions, selling those parts, we made millions. It was good for the company at that time and profit and everything. So that is something that I believe that with the journey and the way it has been strategically placed, that I can help this company attain whatever level.
Yeah.
So being able to lead, I'm not the only person leading, So I have like great leaders, great people, great team members that are equally contributing the same, to the growth of the company. So they are doing a very great job. I have a very great team, very talented group of people, and we are looking to add more to the team as well because we're expanding, and you can say it's not an easy little job.
It's not.
It's something that
it's a big vision.
It's a big vision.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Sometimes like hope we don't go halfway, you know.
I
Because
know.
the goal is that in the next 5 to 10 years, we should be at least in 30 African countries, and including Latin American countries. These are emerging markets, Latam market as well, Asian market. We're looking at Pakistan as well. We're looking at Yep. So these are places that we want to expand these services to, and of course, if we have the funding to be able to move that fast, I mean, why not? The sky is just the starting point.
It's definitely one of those visions that will change the game for. There we go. Just before the lights went on? Okay. We're almost there.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's good. Yeah, I mean, take your time.
I'm learning so much from this conversation. Am I on? Yes. Okay. As I say, it's one of those things, one of those visions that will change the industry, will change the entire market for the country and the continent. Why would you say that right now is a good time to invest in Africa? Why are for you specifically, I would like to assume you are from West Africa?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, from Nigeria. Yes. A lot of skepticism has come about, the continent. We've seen a lot of startups that have started, I think, in the fintech space that have started, and then, we've heard stories. I'm sure you've seen a couple of those. Why do you think you would still advocate for the world, for the Western world at least, or for the emerged markets to continue investing in Africa as someone who's leading a business that is meant to be for that particular market and those emerging markets? Okay,
so I'll start by saying you understand, and people understand that power is fluid. It depends on where you direct it. For example, when Jobs delivered the product, the Apple, the Macintosh, he never had it. He actually manifested it into being.
Yes.
For example, when Gates also delivered the OS, he never had it. Like, he never had the OS, He just said, okay, it's going to happen, and he walked towards it and delivered it.
Yeah.
So the same thing, when you look at, there was one of these conventions that happened was a Geneva Convention when, how is it called, Gorbachev was there, and Nixon was there. So Nixon had to take off his jacket, like walk under the cold, to just prove that, okay, we can do this, inspire confidence and not showing weakness in any way. So with that being said, why do I know, and why do I know for sure that it is the right time and it is the right investment right now to invest in the emerging market, not just the African market, emerging market, because they have so much potentials, so much.
Oh, you can continue.
So much potentials, So looking at the emerging market, looking at the African market right now, it's all about, solving problems. Yeah, you spoke about startups, and I will come back to that. You spoke about startups and what we've seen and heard, yeah? So it is a gold rush right now in the emerging market, African market, to be said. And we all know that Lagos, Nigeria, is the Silicon Valley of Africa emerging markets. That is it. So at this point, it's only right that you see a lot of startups trying to start up something, even when they don't understand how scalable the business is. Is it scalable? Can you scale it? You can start it. It's all rosy and sunshine right now, but how do you say progressing in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Is it scalable? What makes it scalable? That is the question. What industry is it? Because most of the times we try to reinvent the wheel, we end up inventing a square wheel at the end of the day. So that is not the case here. Like, you have to understand the scalability of what you're doing before, you start, trying to inspire confidence, getting investments and all that. If it is scalable, good and fine, and make sure you are solving a real problem.
Yeah.
So that is it. And with that being said, investing right now in Africa, emerging markets, will only bear so much fruit for the investors as long as you are strategically investing in something that can always scale.
Scale, yeah.
Something that has value, something that can be able to, okay, you're looking at it in the next 5 years. Yeah, this thing is still going to be there, and it's probably going to get better. So with what we're building, we are also going to spearhead the e-mobility.
Yes.
In Africa. We've seen a lot of e-cars, electric cars sprouting up in all of Africa. Even in Kenya, there are companies like trying to get the e-bus and everything. So if you have an electric car, what makes it more acceptable to people in the ecosystem? Before people buy cars, one of the major things they check is, where can we get the parts?
Exactly.
If it breaks down today, where can we get the parts? That's one question that people are going to ask before they, make any kind of purchase. And knowing that you go to Partolic, you can get your parts, like the e-cars, the electric cars. If it's there, it's there. The EVs, everything it has there, like the parts is going to be there. We are going to be entering into partnership with them. We're going to be entering into serious collaboration so that we can be able to, increase the sensitization.
Yeah.
Help the continent, help the ecosystem, help the climate. We're going to be doing all these things. These are what we call the strategic alignment of the industry. So we are going to make sure that if you want to purchase any kind of EV, any kind of EV, that we have the parts. We're going to be reaching out to the manufacturers. We're going to be reaching out to the suppliers, wholesalers, knowing that, okay, we can extend your visibility and make sure that people understand that this is there so that they can be able to be open to purchase these cars. These are ways that we can do this. And right now, we are building something that is trustworthy, synonymous with the continent. So that is why if manufacturers see that, okay, there is Partolic, yeah, we can actually make our products known and stock our product up with them, and they can say, we provide the warehouse facilities.
For sure.
Yeah, you bring it in. That whatever you bring in, that's what you get. That is how, you start these collaborations. And that is why I believe that we should be investing in Africa right now, because there are a lot of problems that need solving.
Right.
So to your point on what you said about fintech, so we make things what it is. You can't just make things what it is not.
Yeah.
For example, if you look at what is happening, the fintech space is very crowded, but it is the bedrock of technological development in emerging markets.
That's right.
If you can't get payment, for example, like what I was saying, somebody being in South Africa and ordering parts, if there is no payment system that can do that, what are we doing? We have no business.
Yeah, in all industries.
In all industries. So that is why investors understand this, and people also understand this. So now it's a kind of race. Everybody's like in this rat race, like who gets there first, who establishes. And some investors also know that there are people that are already doing pretty good in this industry, but there are a lot of millions of people that are unbanked, millions of people that doesn't know how to get their payment, that from different markets, that market. So it's a lot of problem to be solved there, and people will come up with various different solutions, which might not always work. It might not always work, but the people that are going to get it right, they are the backbone of tech revolution in emerging market.
Yeah.
So these investors, when people, like for example, when you said the company starts, it fails, it's not necessarily something bad. We shouldn't attach that negativity towards it, that, it started, it failed. No, it's a trial.
Yeah.
It's a trial. People are trying to reinvent things. People are trying to solve these problems. And depending on how it turns out for them, if they solve it, good. If they don't solve it, it is what it is, So the idea is understanding the business model. What actually is the business model? Is it scalable? Okay, for example, we know a couple of companies that are doing well in the fintech industry and everything here, and you want to set up something like that, but you are bringing a new twist to it and understanding that, that these giants might just do one or two things your company is gone.
It crashes you.
It crashes you, you understand? So, and they might be doing it as well, you know? And also, that thing that you want to do, how is it very, very unique to you? And how is it you that, you know, can, you know, understand what you're doing and grow it to a certain stage, you know? That is how we are supposed to look at these things. That a fintech company fails doesn't mean that other companies in other industry, edtech, agricultural industry, using tech, medical technologies like using technology in other different parts are going to fail. No. And if you look, it's as if everybody is more focused on the fintech, forgetting that there are other real problems in other aspects, in other industries, in other parts that are supposed to be solved. So when investors are, you know, putting money in fintech, it's things like this are bound to happen.
Yeah.
And when it happens, it shouldn't be an entitlement of the whole tech space on in Africa, or nobody should take it personal, because it's a risk at the end of the day. And we all take calculated risks at the end of the day. So I wouldn't want it to, you know, spiral out of what it's not supposed to be. So it happens. This is business, you know.
Yeah.
So that it's left for, you know, founders, it's left for investors as well, you know, to probably look at the business model. Is it scalable? Where are we going to be in the next 10 years? Can we probably IPO? Can we probably be acquired?
Yeah.
What is the exit
strategy?
How do we get there?
Yeah.
Is it doable? Is it scale? Can we scale it to that point? Because sometimes, you know, when people start, like things I know in the industry I've seen, you know, they start, sometimes even the founders themselves tend to, you know, pack up shop because they can't see like a way forward, you know, being scalable. You know, they can't see a way forward. So that is why before I took on this journey, I made sure I understood this industry properly. I actually stopped everything I do. I took a job, you know, to understand this industry and understand where will the industry be in the next 50 years. Are we there? Are we going to be there? We are going to be there.
Yeah.
We are going to be there. We are going to be setting the pace for this industry. We are going to be setting it. We are going to be there with them.
Yeah.
Because there's no way all these manufacturers are going to be saying what we're doing and they don't want to work with us. Yeah? And also we are going to inspire even local manufacturers to start manufacturing, you know, so that there could be a bit of competition in the market, you know, price ranges and everything. We might actually go as far as investing in local manufacturers, you know, to start manufacturing. That's you know, right. So that there will be, you know, level of balance in the industry. So it is just getting started, you know. And again, remember, good things happen where there is chaos.
Oh, that's good.
You know, when things are crumbling, a lot of people see opportunities. People that have the, you know, the sight, the vision, see opportunities. Because at this point, can you tell me, can it get worse in the emerging market right now? Can it get worse? No, it can't. It can't necessarily. If getting worse means nobody lives in the country and everybody packs out. Yeah. Getting worse, there's no where is it going to get worse? Like it's already there, you know. So what does that tell you? It's only up. From there, things are only going to get better. Technically, technology-wise, like things are only going to get better. So it's only right that we start now to build that future that we want.
It's the perfect time, especially for a product like Platonic. What brought you to New York? Because as you're speaking, I can hear and feel the enthusiasm and the passion that you have for helping solve problems and finding solutions for the continent and where you come from, Nigeria as well. What was your New York City kind of pull? What brought you to this crazy and chaotic city?
In New York.
The streets are made. Wait, what do they say? These streets are where dreams are made of. Yes, that's it.
There's nothing you can.
Nothing you can do.
Exactly. So actually, I'm on a rodeo in New York. You know, I believe that it's a city of dreams. It's a city where you can virtually do anything. So I was here to, you know, talk to investors. You know, get to meet investors, network, see people that are building as well, like minds. You know, so. Guess what? It happened. Our investor is from New York. It's a city of dreams, you know.
Yeah.
So I knew that, you know, it's all about strategic placement, you know, strategic placement. How do you place your strategies, your vision? How do you actualize it? What is your game plan? What's the blueprint, you know? So it's been a rodeo, like in New York. Like I've been out there speaking to people. I was also in Texas as well, speaking to investors as well. But
Wow.
I knew that New York was a place where things can happen, you know, and it actually happened. And the rodeo it's been very, very gut wrenching. It's been very, very difficult. It's been filled with ups and downs and everything. But believe me, we made so much connections, and we've raised funds right out of New York.
Yeah.
So that is in a short form. That's why I was in New York. That's why I'm in New York. And
I love it.
It's been like a blessing, you know. It's been a very good experience. Met new people, met new connections, you know, met fire flames, you know. Like it's great. Like it's great.
That's good to hear. I'm glad that your experience has been quite a fruitful one, as one could say. Now, if you are chatting to someone who's not really clued up about the automotive industry, what is some of those mysterious things that people that are the average Joe don't know about cars and parts that you'd say, these are some of the things that you guys, just in general, should know? So quiz me a little bit about, or give me some tips. Maybe 2 tips about the cars and things that people don't know, things that people kind of misplace or think is this way, but it's not. You said one about the tires being changed seasonally. What else could you share with us?
Okay. So, for example, when people drive cars, they don't understand that you actually need to change your oil after a certain amount of mile that you go.
Okay.
Your car oil does not necessarily need to last you forever. You have to be changing it. So within those markets, people do change it like for maybe once in a blue moon, you know, once in a blue moon, but that is not it. You have to actually keep track, and we are developing technologies for that as well. Your package kits, like for changing oil, we're going to have it on a subscription basis. So we're going to make it like after every 5,000, depending on what car you're driving, after every 5,000 or 10,000 mile, we know, okay, you have to change.
Switch up. Okay.
So those are things that we're creating. And we want people to, be highly educated about it.
Yes.
And again, to your point, so there is something about, when you talk about there's what we call the gas, your AC gas.
Is that like your aircon in the car?
Like
okay.
Gas. So, in the emerging markets, like in the African market, in the African scenario, you see a lot of people all the time trying to refill their AC gas.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of people trying to refill the AC gas, So fun fact, your car has been manufactured and the AC gas doesn't need to be refilled in any way. It doesn't need to be refilled. The AC gas that is in your car will last the lifespan of your car.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't need to always refill it. Like you say, oh, my AC gas is low. I have to refill. No, your AC gas is not low. It's there. Like, don't worry about it.
Okay.
So probably something is leaking somewhere in your AC system. Something is leaking, and that is what people don't know. And you don't necessarily need to be feeling. You see people, they will carry gas. They're always feeling it and everything. So that is something that people do problem,
Yeah.
That is not where the problem is,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we're learning a thing or two.
Yeah, I mean, that is where the problem is, and people, you necessarily don't need to, be refilling the gas all the time,
Nice.
You necessarily don't have to do that.
Don't have to do that.
The lifespan of your gas is fine. You just have to know what is happening.
What is wrong?
What is wrong? And
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So that is something.
That's definitely a fun fact.
A fun fact. Yeah, about cars.
So what is your take on the driving on different sides of the road? I'm
Oh.
always intrigued by people who drive cars, like people who drive in different countries. Like when I came to America, I was like, I am not touching a car because I am used to driving on the other side of the road based in South Africa. And here driving is different. And there's also some certain, like, I know the Tesla hasn't entered into that particular market because I guess they're still manufacturing, having it on the other side. Like, what's your take? Should we even have cars that are driven on different sides of the road? What is your take of that?
Honestly, I still don't understand why it is like that, honestly. But, to your take, when I was in Jakarta, like Indonesia, so they drive on the right side, just like South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah? So it was chaos, like it was chaos over there because when you're driving, like sometimes where I'm supposed to make like a left, I make a right. I'm not supposed to move there.
Yeah.
So Indonesia was the first country that had like a right-hand side drive that I was driving. Then I went to South Africa. So I was driving on the road as well. But due to I have like a couple of experience, and driving on the right side and in other countries, so I was able to figure it out well. But of course, when you move to live, for example, you used to live in a country where it is left-hand side, and you move to a country where it's right-hand side, you're going to find it a little bit difficult.
Yes.
You're going to find it a little bit because it's very, very confusing. I'm very bad with directions. I'm very, very bad. Like, if it's sometimes you tell me to go right, I go left.
So it's even worse when that happens,
You
right?
understand? So I'm very bad with directions. Like, I thought, like, even like walking around in New York, I use my map a lot. So I'm telling left, right, center, I'm always on my map, So it is quite a challenge,
Yeah.
It is quite a challenge. So, but it's time, it's adaptability, time before I believe that once you get out there, drive first month, second month, you're gonna get used to it. Yeah. So.
Man, I don't know who invented the difference. Like, why? Why are we having two different sides of the road? You know what I mean?
I'm actually, after today, I'm actually going to study about it and try to even understand why.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really know about it.
We should be safe. All the travelers who love to explore the world, they are the ones in trouble when it comes to that. But if you're at home you don't have to worry about that at all. But yeah, I mean, I've learned so much today in this conversation about cars, and I'm rooting for Platonic at this point to see it to grow and touch base into the continent and around the world. Really, we love all things global right here on the show. So seeing it as a global product and packaged in that way as well is absolutely incredible to hear. Wishing you all the best, and I'm hoping that those with the deep pockets will come on board and support this vision.
They need to come on board, yes.
Right.
We need all the help.
Yeah.
We can get to actualize this. We need all the help, and we are grateful to our investors, and we need more to come on board. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we now know the call to action if you are an investor or have this is a product to support. So thank you so much. Anything you want to make sure to leave on the table? Want to make sure that our audiences get to know either about the product, yourself, or what it is that you're driving forward?
Actually, like at the end of the day, I will say whoever that is out there, that has a kind of vision, something to actualize, you have to be stubborn with your vision, like be stubborn with it, but flexible on the approaches.
Okay.
The vision remains, but there are a lot of ways to kill a rat at the end of the day. So being flexible is the key, but stubborn with the vision. That is the key. And also, every other collaborating investors out there that want to be a part of what we're doing, we're open for investments as well. So, and I know that the African dream, I call it living the African dream.
African dream.
Yes, it's no longer about
the American dream.
It is the African dream.
Yeah.
Like, that is what we're focused on right now. And we want to make it a better place, a better way. And there will be ups and downs,
Of course.
I want to say that the ups and downs shouldn't be the determinant factor of what we are doing or what is happening over there. We should focus on the bright side. We should focus more on the bright side and take responsibilities. For example, that being said, there was a part of thing I was supposed to say that I didn't say. For founders out there that are getting investments and everything, you have to be extremely responsible with whatever trust any investor, your team, everybody has put in your hands.
That's right.
You have to be a light that shine in darkness. Have to be extremely responsible. If you are raising money to do this, you do it. So that you do it like so meticulously that you leave no stone unturned. So that you are going to be happy with yourself and be at peace. We tried. Yeah. And believe me, there's no way you try that much that you're not going to get something out of it.
That's right.
It's all about, making the world a better place. It starts by me. It starts with you. It starts by everybody around here.
Yeah.
So we should, focus more on that. And it's not going to come in a day, but it is a continuous process, step by step. Like day 1, day 2, day 3. That is what counts. You can't leave day 1 and jump to day 10.
That's right.
That day, like day by day. And of course, I hope to be back in your show.
Well, it's home now.
And I also love what you're doing.
Thank you.
That's very great. And more power to your elbow. And of course, when we launch the product, it's going to be out there for everybody to use. It's going to be out there solving problems. And hopefully, sooner than later, we're working on it.
I love that. Man, ladies and gents, I told you we had a good show for you today. From medical doctor to a thriving entrepreneur is the story that we learned about today. So I hope that you learned a thing or two and that you were inspired by the story and the journey of Platonic, Africa's next greatest invention. I'm telling you, y'all be on the lookout for this one, okay? Thank you so much, Ify, for joining me on the show.
Thank you very much, Vuyo. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And all the best with the journey.